Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right? You cut expenses, you save diligently every month, you invest consistently, but your money just doesn't seem to grow in a meaningful way. It feels like you're constantly pushing a massive, rough boulder uphill. You're putting in all the effort, but the progress is slow, frustratingly slow. And that feeling leads to the deep fear. Am I behind? Did I start too late? Will I ever actually catch up and reach true financial freedom? I want to challenge a common misconception today. Most people believe wealth grows in a straight, linear line. They think the journey from $0 to $1 million will feel exactly the same as the journey from $1 million to $2 million. That is completely wrong. The truth is, wealth growth accelerates at a mind-blowing pace. And if you're still pushing that boulder, I'm here to tell you, the fastest, most exciting part of your journey is just ahead. Context. Why the first $100K is the hardest. Let's validate your struggle. The reason the early years feel so slow is simple but powerful. In the beginning, you are the engine. Your personal contribution, your savings rate, is responsible for nearly 100% of your portfolio's growth. If you save $10,000 this year, your net worth goes up by $10,000. If your portfolio returns 8% on $20,000, that's only $1,600. Your efforts feel huge, but the market's results feel like peanuts. This is why, according to reliable financial data, it takes the average person, the dedicated saver, roughly 6 years to get from zero net worth to their first $100,000. 6 years of focused discipline, sometimes sacrificing today for a far-off tomorrow. It's the hardest psychological barrier to cross. It's the stage where most people quit simply because the effort feels disproportionate to the reward. But the moment you hit that $100,000 mark, you transition from building the base to launching the engine. Tipping point. Age. The base is built. The first tipping point isn't when you hit $1 million. It's when your investments start earning more than you contribute annually. Think of it like this. You are the driver of the car, flooring the gas pedal. Before this point, the market was just along for the ride. But once you cross $100,000, the market finally starts adding its own fuel. Let's look at the simple math that changes everything. If you consistently invest $6,000 per year, that's just $500 a month into a conservative portfolio. That is your contribution. But once your portfolio reaches $100,000 and it generates a typical 10% annual return, it produces $10,000 in growth that year. Suddenly, your portfolio is doing more of the heavy lifting than you are. Your money has officially outperformed you. This is the moment the engine of compound interest starts to run on its own fuel. The psychological shift here is immense. It stops feeling like a chore you have to do and starts feeling like a fascinating machine you're actively building. It validates all those years of saving and saying no to smaller purchases. It proves that the principles you followed actually work. It shows you that the long game is worth every single sacrifice you made in those early years. Tipping point #2. The double income effect. The acceleration continues to the second tipping point, which is far more powerful. This is the moment your investments earn as much as your actual job pays. This is what we call the cloned income effect. Imagine you earn the median U.S. household income of around $50,000 a year. To hit this milestone, you would need a portfolio of about $500,000, assuming a reliable 10% annual return. At this stage, you are no longer just you. You have created a second you, a silent, efficient, hardworking colleague who doesn't need coffee breaks, doesn't commute, and never complains. This second you is earning $50,000 a year for you, automatically, while you sleep, eat breakfast, or spend time with family. This is the point where things get real, especially for the midlife investor. The moment your money earns as much as your job, the fear of financial instability vanishes. You might not quit your job tomorrow, but suddenly, you have incredible freedom and control. You can negotiate harder knowing you have a safety net that is generating substantial income. You can walk away from a toxic boss without fear. You can choose work that is more fulfilling over work that just pays the bills. This $500,000 milestone is truly the halfway mark to independence, because at this level, your growth is starting to outpace your lifestyle. From $1M to $2M. If the first 6 years felt like pushing a boulder, and the climb to $500,000 felt like a steady uphill march, the journey from $1 million onward is the sheer excitement of watching a snowball rolling down a hill. It's exponential. It's dramatic. It's almost unfair. Consider this stunning data point. It took the average diligent saver until nearly age 49 to hit that celebrated $1 million mark. But research shows the subsequent journey from $1 million to $2 million typically takes only 7 to 10 years. Think about that for a moment. It took decades of saving and hard work to build the first million. But with almost no additional effort, the second million arrives in less than a decade. Why the sudden, massive difference? Because now, your financial snowball is big enough that the returns are massive. At $1 million, a conservative 8% return generates $80,000 per year in growth. If you are a retired couple receiving Social Security, that $80,000 in passive income gives you a level of security most people only dream of. At $2 million, that same 8% return generates $160,000 per year in growth. That $160,000 in annual growth is significantly higher than the median household income in America. Your money has literally become a self-sustaining machine, printing more money faster than most people can earn it, working full-time. The exponential curve. The third million is fastest. This rapid acceleration does not stop at $2 million. It keeps getting faster. The path from $2 million to $3 million is often quicker than the journey from $1 million to $2 million. If $2 million is growing at $160,000 a year, it takes roughly 4 to 5 years to accumulate the next $1 million, even without adding a single extra dollar. We see this pattern constantly in financial data and success stories. People often report taking 2 decades for their first million. Then, just 4 years later, they hit $2 million. Then, maybe only 2 or 3 years later, they cross $3 million. This is the power of the exponential growth curve. You spend years building the foundation, but once that foundation is complete, the structure goes up at a terrifying speed. For the person still grinding toward that first $100,000, this speed can seem impossible. But for the midlife investor, this is the vital truth you need to internalize. You are not aiming for a linear gain. You are aiming for a breakthrough. This breakthrough happens when the growth from your money finally overwhelms your ability to spend it. Resolution. Stay in the game. If you're a midlife investor today, listening to this, you need to ask yourself one question. Are you going to stay in the game long enough to see the acceleration? Or are you going to stop right before the snowball hits the steepest part of the hill? If you are 45 or 55 years old and you have $200,000 saved, you are not behind. You are actually ahead of the vast majority of people your age who have nothing saved or are struggling with debt. You have built the base. You have momentum. The most critical factor from here on out is consistency, not winning the lottery, not marrying rich, not finding a secret investment. It's simply allowing the time-tested math of compounding to do its work. The first million required your effort and determination. The subsequent millions will require your patience and your discipline to not interfere with the process. Stay consistent. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Keep making those contributions. The slow, grueling phase is over. The uphill battle is ending. The acceleration is coming, and it will arrive faster and more dramatically than you can possibly imagine. Don't let doubt or fear of being behind make you quit now. Your financial independence is waiting just around the corner.